There we go. Welcome. Episode 6 of Neon Courts. We should be this is expected to be the final episode of our mini campaign. We might all die. We'll see.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to try to do.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
And then again, you guys can't roll below a fucking 10.
No,
You're not wrong.
We are too good.
Yep. We're just good at role-playing games. In this case, that's
so-
actually there is a bit of skill to that, but we'll get to that when we talk about the game.
Yeah. So I believe last time we ended with a bunch of vines bursting into a room that was occupied by a bunch of red caps. Let's see here. Ryland had a gun underneath or to the side of Ivan, the lead red cap's head, and pulled the trigger.
But he's not dead.
Nope.
I've got the opening montage if you guys are interested.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have a
we are.
monologue. Hold on,
Yes.
I have to do the thing. Hold on, let me do the thing.
You do the thing. I gotta grab a thing.
Okay.
Let me give you some mood music.
I even switched up my TV display for this episode.
There we go.
The eye opening and closing the background is great.
It's also Payne's Prairie.
All right, go ahead.
Music's on. So,
You know, when I joined the Golden Goose, I really didn't expect Ryland the businessman, Ryland in the nice suit, to be the one constantly getting himself in trouble. I mean, yeah, sure, Theon was the one who got knocked out by that thief in Gaines Mansion, technically. And then there was that failed attempt to give the pizza to that nasty looking guy in the red hat. But Theon can handle himself. You can just feel that no matter what situation they get into, some twist of fate or luck will have them walking out of it just fine. And Atari, well, I guess Atari did go chasing after that burglar when he got by me. But Atari was a wolf at the time. He could handle it. And actually, the last time I saw him handle something as a wolf, it ended up with 4 corpses. But I didn't know that for sure, and Atari was getting control of his anger issues. And this time the thief wasn't hurt. But Ryland, from the moment I saw him holding that gun, I knew there was no way he knew how to use it. And whatever boneheaded idea made him think that he should go into the club without backup of any kind, well, when they shot at us for trying to go in the back way, there wasn't anything else to do but ran the pizza car through the wall. I'm sure Theon's insurance will cover it. And there he was, surrounded by goons and holding a gun against a red-capped head. But he was still the boss, so the wolf and I left him to his "there's a good person in there somewhere, I swear" routine and went to rescue Gaines from the basement. And then, when we heard the gun go off, if you don't know how to use a gun, don't. It's not like it did anything to the red-capped goon anyways. But if you happen to have magic powers, well, I think the magical beanstalks growing everywhere might have a little bit more to do with our eventual escape.
There we go.
Nice. So yeah, we'll fade into the sound of a gunshot and the angry red eyes of Ivan the Red Cap as his head snaps back towards Ryland. Over his shoulder, we see an exit door swing open, and standing there is Nicole and a large dog. Behind them is a shirtless, tattooed man. It's a Gaines. Theon, what are you doing?
I'm staring in awe and also at the approaching group of scary men with small red caps that are moist. And I'm trying to figure out how to get out of this situation. So what are our objectives here? Do we figure that out? Do we know what do we have a plan? Is there a goal in mind?
leave with everyone alive.
I think the time for plants has gone. There are now vines like all through the interior of this
You're right,
room.
there's vines. Alright, so I
Yeah,
think the
like
answer.
what is your reaction? I think is the
I
better.
think the reaction. Sion was definitely they were like standing like open door of the pizza car, which is in the middle of this floor. But they were like standing out, but like inside the door and driver's seat for a little bit of security of pizza. I think the answer is to go very fast and the furious and start doing a donut within the facility to collect all of my friends, like open door donuts so they can jump in.
What's that drifting song?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think there's a face the danger, right, or some.
Um,
I don't think that all of us could get out just with one face the danger. I suspect.
no, yeah. Now you could change the game by adding, the story tag of.
Donut escape.
I mean,
Ready getaway
That's what I'm
car.
gonna do. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna change the game to add. I don't know.
Getaway car ready.
Getaway drift or something to the situation
okay,
that can be exploited to help everyone else get away.
yeah, because that'll pretty much help everybody.
Yeah.
There's a car spinning in the middle of the dance floor like John Travolta.
It's not in the middle, it's around. It's around. Flowing, if you will.
Yeah, so go ahead and change the game. We'll add tags and all that happy shit.
So I got all of my things ticked. Oh, I'm on. Yep, change the game. Ta-da! So I got right place, right time. Goes with the flow. Just a big circle. I'm using the pizza car, which is compact and nimble, but I've been using my powers a lot, so something fucks up.
Is that power number correct at power 5?
No.
It looks
The
like
power
it should be
number is
3.
not correct. The power number should be 3 because my negative should.
Okay. It would still be a
outweigh.
13. Yeah, you're fine there.
Jesus.
I don't know why that's screwed up. I got a 13 because instead of
That's fine.
15. Either way, I do it.
So you
I
got
get-
3 juice.
Yeah. 3 juice for. I'm gonna create the story tag. Getaway drift. That everyone else could exploit in this high octane moment.
Okay, so getaway drift. Okay. So that's 1 juice. What do you do with the other 2?
Oh, you're right.
You could scale up the
Now-
effect, so it will affect all of us. It's so.
I could say that like spinning tires on, usually create some kind of smoke as you're spinning around.
Yeah,
so
you
you
could
could
create
like
multiple
give a
story
status
tags.
or multiple story tags, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna do
Not
another
from
story
them, but
tag
again?
for Cloud of Smoke. So there's 2 story tags, one for Getaway Drift, one for Cloud of Smoke. Huh. And scaling up the effect of the cloud of smoke. It's not just a cloud. The whole room is filled with smoke.
Okay. So, luckily, whatever material they have on the ground just makes a lot of smoke.
Oh, it's the
vines
vines.
from the bean friend.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's live plants burning and just smoking.
Yeah, it's the
That's
whole room
great.
is now filled. The huge empty room of the club is now just a cube of smoke with a car going very quickly in a circle through it. I have successfully
With a-
changed the game.
Nice.
Okay. Nicole, I think you were probably next to act here.
All right, so I've gotten to the top of the stairs. I'm seeing whatever chaos is going on. I think The first thing I would probably do is, look down at Atari and like ask you to get Gaines to the car.
Okay.
Right. Um Earlier I noticed Atari actually going for those hats to get that off of or not on uh Benton's head. Is it reasonable to assume that something is up with the hats? Or to have inferred that by this point?
I think they all have hats. We
That's all
saw
we
the
know.
man with the
I
red
mean-
hat get shot and not die.
Yeah, that would probably be the
Clue.
kicker here is that
Other
like
tr-
as the blood seeped into the hat, he seemed to regain his composure rather than slump on the ground dead after a massive wound to the head.
Yeah.
I
Now,
have a problem
question.
with that.
This is a very important question. What kind of hats are we talking about? Are these
Berets.
the traditional rough woolen hats of the red cap that are gross and sacky with blood, or are they something a little bit classier and more refined?
They're
To us, they
Or
might
both.
look like the
Or
former.
both.
yeah, they look like special ops berets, like the
Yeah.
hang off the side of the head, but they're red and they are when they're dry, they are like ruddy and rust colored with dried blood.
Gross. Okay. So a weird
Woohoo.
scab hat. Oh,
Uh, I think that I would like to try and go toe to toe to basically yank as many of those off of their head as I can and see if
Okay.
that'll change anything about what's going
Oh
on.
yeah,
here.
because they're fabric.
Yep.
Yes, they
So
are.
I'm specifically doing the toe to toe not to actually hurt them, but to take something that they have.
Yep.
I'll tick fabric control, pain as power, because I'm currently shot. Um,
that's a good way to use that power.
Yeah. Remember that in your minus from the status as well.
Yeah, it's a real
yeah.
balancing act with that one.
I'm gonna go with determined here, and no, I don't think I'm going to drop that in. Okay, so that's 3. Let's see how this goes. Oh, -2. There we go. Well, that
That's a
works.
9.
Not.
Oh, that's including the status, so it's only okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So with a 9 on toe to toe.
It is the choose one, so I
Yep.
will definitely choose. You managed to achieve your goal. Take something they hold. I would love to get those caps off their head.
So yeah, what does that look like?
So basically, this is something that's she's affecting more people than she usually has done before. So she's kind of taking in the room and then just kind of puts her hand out and kind of like does a circling motion and just kind of like grabbing, and the caps kind of do this little tugging moment for a moment, and you can have that moment of okay, there's something going on, and then they just come flying through the air towards her, basically.
Okay. Nice.
And
Yeah.
she gets hit with a couple of them, and now her coat is no longer as white as it was before, with the gunshot wound and wonderful, lovely, soggy things hitting it all over.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, a number of like patchwork bloodstains, just splat splat
Paintball.
as they come flying towards you. But yeah, I think that's definitely going to draw their attention when all of their hats go towards you. So yeah, there's about 4 very angry, twisted, gnarly looking muscle bound goons that are turning towards you with straight razors in their hands.
Oh, good.
And yeah, they begin like bearing down solely on you because they've taken away your their you've taken away their relics basically.
Someone else does have a relic still.
I know, but she told me to get him to the car, but I don't know what to do in this situation.
And also, you're a wolf.
You have no
It's okay.
need to
Follow
obey
me.
Make your
Oh,
own
God.
choices.
Okay, so I'm imagining this is all sort of happening at once. The smoke's filling the room. right? Through the, I just see through the smoke, the straight razors and the snapping starts as they walk toward.
Heard it.
God damn it. Okay,
I
so
think they're red caps never feel jazzy to me. They always just feel like they feel like the guys at the bar that are way too into sports, except their sport is murder.
Yep, they are blood bowlers.
I want to order.
So one of them
to
starts
run for
commentating the
car.
fight, basically.
It's like, yeah, get them.
There goes Jackie and Andre. They've got their straight razors out.
Yeah, I want to order Gaines to go for the car, and I want to use the smoke to do like Splinter Cell werewolf takedown.
Oh, just like red
Do I
eyes
have
from
to
behind
command
them.
him to go to the car, or will he just go to the car?
I mean,
You clear the path.
yeah. I mean, if he can get to safety, he will get to safety, right? He doesn't.
Okay. God,
Yeah,
I almost
so
want to
clearing
do.
the path can be your goal as opposed to hurting them.
What if I want to hurt them to clear the path?
Well, you gotta kind of have to pick. Do you take them out or do you get them to safety? Because it's about objectives, right?
Well,
And
you don't
not
have
so
to
much
pick if
about
you
the-
roll well enough.
If you roll well enough, you could inflict dead as the status to all of them.
Okay. Gosh, because I need to I need to help out the other two who don't fight.
Yeah, so clearing the path could be a way to do that. But
Okay. I want to clear the path to the car for Benton to get to the car. Is
Okay.
that go toe to toe, I'd assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So
You can
I'm
still
just
hit-
taking down anyone in my way.
yeah, you can still hurt them with that move.
Yeah.
Yep. Or do you want
But,
to
you know.
use the room full of smoke tag?
Not yet.
Okay.
I want to use werewolf, obviously. Savage. More
Now,
beast
just-
than man.
Just so it's said, using the story tag does not burn it right away.
Oh,
It's narratively relevant. It goes away when either someone makes it go away, or when it would make sense for it to go away. Right?
okay, then sure. Does that give me like another +1?
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, hold
Yeah,
on.
it's
let
a
me get my
tag, just
-2
like one of
in
your
there.
power tags are.
And then Wolf's Cunning?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, you're
it makes
doing.
sense. You're smelling.
Yeah, you're
using
prowling
smoke.
around in the fog. You're doing the hit and run tactics of a wolf, of a
Yeah.
lone wolf.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I added in my minuses. So, oh wait, go toe to toe. Because my relic is made for this. And I'm using tags for my relic, it'll be dynamite.
So yeah, I'm sorry about your fight.
Oh no, I
Oh.
missed!
Oh shit!
Oh no!
Never mind.
Wait,
So yeah, you begin creeping through the fog, and you see one of the red caps with his back turned. He has absolutely no idea you're there. And
Wait,
as you go to
question.
yeah,
How are you only at 3 power? There's 4 tags plus 1
Because
more?
-2 for my gunshot.
yeah, we're both shot.
Oh, you're injured.
Yep.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
yeah. So right as you go to leap onto the back of this red cap, another one like catches you in the air and just slices down your belly.
Ooh, no.
Oh,
Oof. Oof.
So you're gonna take a physical harm status of gutted 3.
How does that work with my gunshot wound?
Stacks on top of it, replaces it if it's taller, if it's bigger.
Which it
Okay,
is, right?
so yeah,
yeah.
got it. Awesome.
So you're at gutted 3.5?
No, just 3 because 3 is higher, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
So I would just take
so
the
the
-3.
halves are if it's lower.
Right.
So if it was
Yeah.
gutted 1, you could turn
Yeah,
that turns
2.1.
into
Yeah.
that turns into gunshot 2.1.
hmm
Got it.
Yeah, so the rest of you hear, yay! And just see this Atari like laid out on the floor, blood pooling underneath of him.
I have two terrible ideas.
I'm
doing
out
my
of-
terrible idea next.
We're all
So-
doing terrible ideas.
Yeah, what are you doing, Rylan?
I think Ryland's. We last left him off. He was taking cover behind the bar. He ducked behind the bar. I think the worst idea I can do, which is what I'm gonna totally do. Ryland has no experience with any of this, or doing what he's about to do. In fact, I don't think I literally have any tags that'll help with this except chaos and or improvise. He's behind a bar. So he gets a bottle of alcohol, and he gets a lighter, and he gets a cloth, and he's gonna try and quickly make a Molotov and throw it.
As an expert in this field of bartending, you need to roll some sort of percentile die to see if you grab a bottle that's not
enough proof.
with
enough high enough
to
alcohol
actually
content.
light.
It's a change the game. Like, yeah,
Let's see
that's
if-
part of that.
I
Okay.
know. It's just like half of the bottles we got a bar will not light on fire.
Let's find out. I think I'm going to, if your guys are okay with it, burn the crew tags improvise and chaos.
That seems fair.
I have no
These
tags
are-
myself.
This is both an improvisation. This is a chaotic improvisation.
Yeah.
You know what? You can also burn right tool for the right job if you
Right
want.
tool for the right job.
Only if you guys are good with it. Okay. I have no tags myself that will help with this.
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's you drawing on the experiences you've gained from hanging out with us. It fits
Yeah.
narratively.
Yeah.
Because this is not episode 1 Ryland action.
Yeah. I don't think any
Yeah.
of these help with this. I don't think any of the existing story tags help because I'm still staying behind cover. Probably staying crouched. The smoke I don't think will help unless some of them are trying to find me in the smoke.
This is more smoke.
Yeah, the smoke might help
If
when
I-
you do the next move.
That's what I
to
thought.
throw the thing. Yeah.
Okay, so this is just making it. Okay.
Yeah,
Then-
change the game to add the item.
50 natural sixes.
Boxcars on the roll. Okay.
So I found like this
You
like
have
it's just
free
this like death juice ultra alcohol
literally
content.
is just
grain alcohol.
gasoline.
I find some dynamite in here as well and a grenade.
Everclear.
Turns out there's a whole box
the
of
cleaning booze. Everclear.
there's a box of thermal detonators here.
Thermal detonator.
Did you fuck, there's a tangent about thermal detonators. There's a really good Adam Savage story where someone he got put on some like short watch list from Googling thermal detonators too much because he was trying to make a prop replica from Star Wars.
That's funny.
He got flagged for looking up thermal detonator. I don't remember the exact story, but I think it's somewhere on Tested. He talks about it, but he gets tagged for trying to look up thermal detonator plans, which don't exist outside of Star Wars. It's just a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
It's not like a real bomb.
But
it's Star
detonator
Wars.
is definitely detonator plans
Yeah.
alone
What's
is
the
pretty iffy.
pipeline for thermal detonators to actual detonators? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's
I mean,
it's a
I'm
goofy
guessing a
Star
lot
Wars
of like
grenade.
practical special effects people have had this happen to them.
mhm.
Mhm.
I
Um,
mean, being a GM, I'm sure I'm on several lists
Oh,
for
same
like,
here.
just looking up stuff for campaigns and stuff.
Hypothetically, if
How much
someone
blood
did
do you
rob a
need?
bank,
Yeah, I definitely looked up how far to get like falling death rates, how much electricity does it take to kill someone, like all of these things. I'm just trying to figure out things for games so I can compare like number percentiles to like game percentiles so they could be accurate. So because I think that's fun to have a little bit of accurate. It adds a bit of realism. If it's like, yeah, well, your chances of surviving this in the game are the same as surviving it if you had real flesh. So it means I look up how much electricity does it take to kill you.
I found a couple of author boards where it's like, okay, if you have a pool of blood this large, how long does it take to dry? And
What's
Yeah.
the formula?
yeah, exactly.
how to get rid of a body.
There are
I mean-
some very interesting places out there where it's legitimate people trying to give you these answers.
Yep.
For just
You
jamming.
sure they're legitimate?
Yeah, for creative endeavors.
So
Anyway,
I think
we've got a Molotov cocktail,
Yep.
definitely.
yeah.
Extreme.
I'm
What are you
gonna
doing with the other
create
two?
a story tag and scale up the effect so it is like high explosive cocktail.
Okay.
And then for my third one, I think I'm gonna create a new story tag. If this is okay, I think under the shelf in a cupboard that I was just able to wrench open or eat the lock. If it's just a padlock, I find a shotgun and I can create the story tag just like armed.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely a shotgun behind the bar.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
It's mounted.
I don't think it's too it's
a
not classy.
club.
Not here,
a
it wouldn't be
nice
mounted,
fancy
but
club.
it'd be behind
They're
the
not
bar.
gonna
Yeah.
mount-
Normally you'd
they're
have
not
a
gonna-
club, but it's this sort of a place, so we have a shotgun.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say it's not mounted in a nice like party
I agree.
like bar. It's discreetly hidden.
Yeah, it's a loaded shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, the Winchester in the Winchester pub was also loaded.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that old man was crazy. These are high
That's true.
class.
I think
This is like a tactical weapon. It's not like an old timey hunting
Yeah.
rifle.
And I think if I'm scaling up the effect for the Molotov cocktail tag, I guess it would just be like handful of cocktails or
You
something.
just have like 2 or 3.
Yeah, not a
You found
ton more,
few-
but a couple.
Yeah, you found a few bottles of Everclear.
Basically,
not
with
just a
with the
bottle.
scale up, it's just gonna up the eventual power of the next roll,
Okay.
right?
So yeah, that's what I'm doing is making or gathering an arsenal.
Okay. Are you unleashing said arsenal in the same moment?
I am, unless someone else wants to do something first.
No,
was
I mean,
also
you're gonna. I mean, you're putting this thing together. I think that's part of your spotlight is like put it together and get it out there.
All right, then yeah, I think there's smoke everywhere, so I don't know exactly where I came from, but I think I'm gonna throw all 3 of the cocktails generally in the direction of where I was standing before, just to try and like if a gunshot won't kill this guy, maybe fire will.
Hmm.
Can I burn them?
Yeah. Can I drown him? Can I? Yeah. Well, let's one thing at a time. See what
It's
kind
gonna
of
be
witch
great.
he
There's
is.
gonna be a flaming, angry red cap coming after you
Oh,
after this. It's gonna
God.
be awesome.
Yep.
red hot red caps.
I think I will use my metal sense to see through the smoke a bit. That will help.
Mhm.
I don't think I have anything
Yeah.
else that'll help except for the tag itself. So rolling
You
with
still have eyes wide open?
I burned it last session.
Okay.
So +1 from story tag. And hit it with all you got? Is that it? Or which one is this?
I mean, you're in cover. Everyone else is sort of dealing with other crap. Yeah, you're not.
Okay. There's the other opposite of my double sixes.
Double ones.
I find a silver platter on there with my name on it.
You go to throw it, and it slips and it drops right
Why are we all failing now?
Because it's much more dramatic. So what we see is Rylan get up. He's got the Molotov right here, and just as he's about to reach back and throw it, we hear a gunshot ring out, and fire just rains down
Oh,
on
no.
on Rylan as someone shoots the bottle out of his hand. And from the other side of the room, you just hear, "Gotcha." Yeah, it'll be you're on fire 3 because that scale up.
Yep.
You're holding the other 2. They're not lit yet, but then you light them with your body.
Ouch.
Yeah, I think that's the other result here is that like you need to get away from all of the alcohol, so you're now out of cover.
That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
The rest of you look behind the bar as Rylan comes out on fire.
My suit!
You're just seeing through the smoke this glowing, flailing man.
Listen,
seeing
listen.
the TV show version of this. It's like the high octane, like there's the car spinning and gunshots going off and the sounds of fighting and a dog getting cut, and you see Rylan behind the bar like assembling his arsenal. He gets up and then boom, and he lights on fire.
Yeah, he's like,
This is where all the budget went.
Zero.
But your suit is still nice. You still have a fine suit because it's a story. It's a tag.
This means he has another fine suit at home. This one's fucked.
yeah. Maybe.
Well, you can still use the tag as
Fireproof.
like, look what you did to my fine suit.
Or try to use it to get out of.
Kevlar?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
You just start
Surprise.
sewing like the fire blanket into it.
So yeah, no, Rylan's not doing so hot. Or I guess he
No.
is.
I'm gonna do a bad
The
thing.
giveaway of the distraction, and y'all have since got yourself brutally injured, but you could have just ran to the car.
I have a gang in
You had to run to the car.
None of us have run to the car yet. Has
I
Benton
was clearing
Gaines?
a way to the car.
Oh no, you
Did
didn't
Gaines
succeed
get
either.
to the car?
Okay.
Yeah, what's up
No
with
one's in the
Gaines?
car.
I don't
it's
think
still
anyone's in the
just
car
me.
yet. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
Gaines didn't have a clear shot to the car, so he's still like hanging back, waiting for an opening.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the rest of you doing now that your
I
boss
would
is
like
on
to
fire?
go last because I'm gonna do another dumb thing.
I mean,
Okay.
Rylan's just trying to literally leave at this point. He's just running for like the nearest exit or vine hole that was made that still has enough space for someone to get past.
Mhm.
So yes,
Can
he's
you create
running,
story
but
tag,
not to
stop,
the
drop, and
car.
roll?
I think that might just be me. He is on fire. Would stop, drop, and roll. Think about actually leaving the place.
Yeah. Well, if no one else has anything, I'm gonna do a real bad thing.
Can I attempt to change the... Wait, so how do the story tags work? I can change the game to burn a tag, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can burn a tag after
Alright.
you
Can
burn
I
a
change...
power or story tag.
Yeah. Can I change the game to burn Rylan's on fire tag?
That's a status.
A status, I don't think, is the same.
All right.
But I
So
think
what
you
is-
can change the game to reduce the status, can't you?
Yeah, can I
That
change
was
the game
how
to
I
reduce
feel.
the status?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Can I change the game to reduce the status by spraying Rylan with marinara sauce out of the trunk?
Just like you have.
I'm just imagining.
I'm looking at my tags, and this is what I have to put out an on fire person.
Now, if you can convince me that this pizza car would have high pressure enough nozzles to spray that outside of the car when it's supposed to make pizzas
Just-
like in a little area.
Throw a bucket at me of marinara sauce. That's more likely.
Now there are tactical garlic knots
Yeah, the garlic knots
in
are covered in
extreme
grease.
situations.
Yeah,
they would
that's not gonna
also shoot
work.
out marinara
Garlic knots are greasy, and they will light on fire.
Marinara sauce is half olive oil. Like,
Yeah, that's
Tomato
true.
content.
Actually, yeah, I'm thinking of the cheap, like, imagine super cheap synth marinara sauce. It's probably,
it's mostly
This-
water and synth tomato paste.
yeah.
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 But what I'm saying is, if the tactical garlic knots go out, they would also probably have tactical marinara sauce to pair with the garlic knots.
I
Now,
mean, garlic
if
knots
this
are nothing if you
convinces
can't
you,
put them into marinara sauce.
yeah, if this convinces you, the three tags I would be using are pizza car, which is not the script as to what a pizza car is. I'm going to be blessing Rylan with the good fortune of a marinara bath, and I'll be at the right place at the right time.
Marinara showers.
Whole website we're gonna have to make. With everything else this pizza car has done, I'll allow it. But yeah, you're gonna have to add your status into this one, definitely. If you have a negative status,
I do.
I think you were shot.
I-
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Discord.
I very much was shot. That makes this a power 1.
We don't have
Yeah.
any more crew tags, so you might want to just burn something.
It could be better to burn pizza car. No, that we need pizza car. So
Oh,
We need
okay.
pizza car.
Yes, let me destroy our getaway vehicle.
Uh,
But if I burn, I can't add anything else, and that's exactly the same because it's a +3,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
currently at 3.
oh, you're already at 3.
Otherwise, I would go
Okay.
with it. Oh, I know what tag I'm using. I'm also using the fact I'm spinning in a giant circle around the room.
The getaway drift? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also
You're
using
gonna add
getaway.
centrifugal force to the
Yeah, it's
marinara
not
sauce.
normally high pressure.
It's not a pressurized. It's not a pressurized ejection. It's a.
It's the G forces from
It's a
spinning.
G-force powered. I just opened the vat and it flies out.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna change the game.
No, this is so bad.
Oh!
This is so bad.
Okay.
Power 2, shouldn't it be 3?
Not with the injury.
Yep, I have an injury of 2. I have also shot.
Ah,
Everyone was shot.
So
You're getting a
Hitting-
lot of mileage out of this
Yeah,
gunshot wound.
hitting the emergency dump bucket lever. Yeah,
Emergency marinara.
you managed to like
In the marinara button, you push
Yeah.
it when the rats get in the marinara sauce. It ejects it out the back.
exactly. It's like one of those race cars when you need to slick the road behind you.
yeah, and that's exactly what it does.
It's to
It flicks
stop-
the entire floor with marinara.
It's
On
to
the plus
stop
side-
competitor pizza deliveries from getting places first.
Yeah, on the plus side, you're now spinning way
Yeah.
easier because there's less friction. On the minus side, no one in this room has traction underneath their feet.
You're welcome.
Cool.
You wanted my help with this situation. You could have just
So-
got the car. I had to intervene.
I'm going to add the story tag marinara dance
Marinara
floor.
floors.
That also feels like it could be the episode name.
Marinara dance floors.
That might be the episode name. Oh god.
Now,
I think this works.
anybody that needs to incorporate moving around will have a -1 from the marinara dance floor.
I think the title is Marinara Mayhem. That's what this
That could be it.
Oh god. You're still bleeding out. The other one's still
Yeah.
on fire.
I'm
Someone else
gonna do
go.
a bad thing. I'm gonna do a bad thing. But please,
it.
Marissa, save us first.
Okay, well, I will try to save us. I'm
This
going...
is where Nicole pulls out the sham wow and
Oh, I was thinking bedazzled go-go, like bedazzled thunder vest for the dog to seal up the wound.
Just
I could probably fix the dog, but instead I'm going to do something, yeah, again, less / more stupid.
we're all just
we-
doing stupid ideas. Let's go for it.
We're out of good ideas. Our good ideas ran out a while ago.
Our good ideas ran out when I walked inside.
I'm looking around the yes, that one. I'm looking around the room. I'm seeing that we're having just chaos wherever anything is being able to see. So I'm going to yell at Fion to try and get the car over here, and I'm going to stop holding back to try and...
Yes.
I was able to yank hats to everyone. What if I can yank all of you guys to me? You're all wearing...
Oh,
gold.
you're just missporting
Oh.
us.
I'm
Yeah.
listen. No, this works because my plan requires me not to be by any of you guys.
It means that we can pass over the fact that we can't move on this stupid floor. It'll get us... most of us in the same area at least, and maybe I can knock
Yeah.
over a couple of the goons with straight razors on the way.
Yeah. Do
That's
your
brilliant.
good bad idea first, and I'll do my bad idea next.
now.
All right.
What level do we give this?
Yeah.
That's the question. I mean, how much of a pull are you doing here? Like, what barriers are you breaking as an individual?
Ugh.
Like,
Trying
is
to-
this your final form?
Like just being able to force lift, like just
Are they
lift up
stitched
people
to
in
you at the
clothes.
end?
I'm gonna hope not on that one. I would say that yeah, there's not like weightlifting with stuff that's gonna be going any above this. I think I was going to destroy the personality on this one.
Okay. So I think we're at no return is where I'm feeling, because I don't think this is something that you're going to exhaust yourself to the point that you might die.
Oh, good.
This is the yelling scream of get away
Yeah.
from them, like, and as you bring them close to you.
This is not the minor nosebleed. This is the yelling and screaming at like finale of the season nosebleed of Stranger Things season 2.
Yeah,
We
this
haven't hit
is.
full-on anime projectile nosebleed yet.
I am giving up the idea of, I need to be any kind of noticed. I am going full on, no, you guys need to be safe. Okay, so let's just roll with logos.
Mm-hmm. Plus
And
3.
you don't count any of the negatives for that, right? It's just the plus logos.
For these, that's my ruling. Now, I don't
Okay.
know if that's like how we're supposed to do it, but it seems for.
Oh no!
Oh. Wait, it's an 8.
Oh.
It's an 8
Oh,
because it
Yeah,
doesn't automatically know what is and is not a logos.
you didn't
Right.
do your power, so it's 8. You're good.
Yeah, it's plus 3. Okay, it's an 8.
It's a 7 to 9. It's a mixed result. Good is a
Beautifully
strong.
terrifying.
Good is a strong word for what happened here.
That's fair.
Was this significant or no return?
No return.
No return.
No return. So I will completely.
You replace one theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to chuck the personality tag entirely. Yep.
Okay, cool.
I am probably not going to be able to get that redone this,
Yeah.
very long session.
Like, I finally filled up one of my cards too, but I'm not going to worry about it for this fight.
Okay, so yeah, but that means on a hit you achieve exactly what you wanted to achieve and pay the price. So what does it look like?
All right, I wanted all of the people who we needed to be here to be nearby and by the car and by me, and hopefully also knock a couple of those goons with straight razors out of the way. So basically, I'm like, okay, I was able to yank the hats, that's useful. So I'm going to kind of like take a look at, okay, mentally figure out Ryland's over there, the dog's there, the Benton is there, and basically again, just kind of do that grabbing motion. And their clothing is going to sort of unravel a little bit in the area coming towards me and then come tighten and tighten and tighten together again until they basically start just sliding towards me of their clothing's own volition across the floor there.
Yeah, across the marinara slick.
Yeah.
I don't have clothes.
Yeah, but you're made of fiber.
I don't think you are being
Problem there.
pulled.
I'm not
Yeah.
being pulled. Great. Excellent. That works for me.
So
Are you
what I
pulling
have
Theon out of the
really-
car, or are you just pulling like
This is me
Ryland
and
and Danes
Benton.
to you?
I think.
I think I yelled at Fionn to try and get the car over here. I'm getting Ryland and Benton Gaines to me for sure. I don't have anything on the dog. I don't think pulling Fionn out of the car is a good call.
Yeah, out of the
Sure.
moving vehicle.
I'm just hoping that the, previously on fire, covered with marinara sauce, will maybe knock a couple
Previously
of the
on
straight racers
fire?
out of the way.
Yeah, previously
No, he's still
on
on fire.
It's still
It's
smoldering.
good.
Yeah.
Currently on fire.
Maybe being
Blue
pulled through the
flames,
marinara sauce
Steven.
will help. But
When you come flying across the floor, let's,
Yeah,
set a
he's
couple
rolling
of
to-
those,
Yeah, you can like
Well,
roll him
those
through the
dudes on fire.
marinara. on his
Yeah,
way
roll
over.
roll Riley through the marinara.
trip up some goons and,
So, yeah, Ryland like a piece of crust at the end of the. You are dipped in marinara and split across the floor.
It's like when you're still hungry, where there's like that little burnt piece that's left. You're like, just. Yeah.
yep, Ryland is
It's
just
the reason I
yelling.
go to wood fire pizza places, is they got the nice brick pizza oven with the stone, and it's a little bit carbonized at the bottom from where the like cornmeal they put on the bottom of it burns. That's what you
Mhm.
want
Not-
for pizza.
Not knowing what is happening, Ryland is trying and failing to stop being dragged. But he's just everything is just slipping.
Mhm.
Out
Um,
of curiosity, do you
so
still
that-
have that shotgun?
The sword.
Yes.
I think I still have it, so I guess I'm just holding it still.
Clutching it.
It was
You
in my
still
other
have a
hand. I'm not
Your
even
hand
consciously
is
aware of
locked
it.
around it in the
you're
flames.
just holding it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like not around the just around the middle of the gun. Just your
Now
hand's,
it's covered in marinara
drenched.
sauce. Hopefully it doesn't
Yeah, it's
jam.
also slick with marinara.
So my dumb idea was exactly what you just did, but probably ultimate.
Okay.
So, dog is on the floor, marinara now mixing with the blood, not able to tell which is which. I'm just gonna let go to the anger and let the wolf take over.
Oh.
Oh, you're just going
Okay.
full
Yeah,
moon.
full moon.
All right. So yeah, I think we see Atari like struggling to get to his feet. And you keep slipping, and there's just the growling your lip curls up. There's a low guttural growl as you just force yourself up. We're looking from the stage towards you, like through the quickly dissipating smoke. Now that the tires are now covered in
Yeah.
in marinara sauce.
Yeah, we're losing my smoke screen.
Yeah. So as that fades, we can see like the light streaming in behind, illuminating the wolf through the gap in the wall. But as you give into the anger, we notice darkness encroaching behind you,
The
like as
light-
the light goes
turns-
away.
It turns
Yes.
blue from the moon shining in. Or I guess purple from your cyber moon shining
Yep.
in.
So my main goal of this is Atari will attempt to either try and kill all of them as a werewolf to let the others escape, dies trying to kill all of them as the others escape, and I think that's basically it. It's either
Those
one
are
or
the
the
two
other.
options.
Those are the two
you,
options.
It's
You
just
die or you get it done.
Either I meet you back at base or I don't.
okay. Wow.
That seems to be what the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume this is ultimate. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Because death is on the line here. Oh, I guess we have rolled poorly. This is
the worst
How?
possible roll to do
I
poorly
know.
on.
all of the bad rules for the past 6 episodes have been this episode.
We found
So-
out.
I feel like it's only fair to blame the one with luck powers. I don't know. No, not actually. Just our luck this
Yeah,
second.
where's the fucking leprechaun?
Oh no.
So yeah, as we see like the same moon that's behind Jordan, like in the background, we hear the snapping and twisting of bones as the wolf begins to shift in its own skin. It stands up, a fully erect 7-foot tall werewolf, claws gleaming in the moonlight,
Mm-hmm.
and the werewolf has given over to its revenge or to its rage and its bloodlust.
And
It
then I get
cannot tell. And you get shot?
that would just be the most.
I was just wondering.
anticlimactic
Silver
thing.
bullet.
Nope.
That's
No,
worse.
the werewolf has taken over.
And you cannot tell friend from foe, you were saying?
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
are werewolf.
You
That
are
would-
werewolf.
Oh, no.
I have to replace one theme, don't I? Oh no,
No,
wait.
you are transformed forever.
For now.
Oh,
It's on the card. It's on the card. You are transformed forever. You are werewolf.
cool. So hold on,
Yeah.
I could just do this, and then that's who I am now.
Yeah. You're a werewolf.
That's
It's
just me.
a mecha
Yeah,
werewolf.
you have taken the tier 6 status of bloodlust, and you are now mine.
Nice. So everyone, run.
Is that the last thing you say when you like realize this has gone to like? Oh
Oh,
no!
yeah.
You're-
Just through the cyber howl is run.
Alright.
Yeah.
I think we run.
Yeah, I think we run. I would like to face the danger and do the quick stop where I hit everyone at the ankles with the car and I throw them in the seat.
Maybe don't have with ankles. Maybe don't run them over based on our luck so far.
Yeah, that might end up with some broken legs at that point.
Maybe just skid on the marinara close enough to them to jump in and then gun it.
Yeah. Can I use the marinara as a positive here? As I slide safely into place to collect them.
If anyone has training driving on marinara sauce, it would be you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, story tags can cut both ways. So if you can describe it in a way that helps you, yeah.
Yeah, I pull my foot off the glass and off the gas and I coast in on the marinara momentum to collect everyone before we peel out of here as I face the danger of werewolf and death club.
I would use the help point to help you.
Why, thank you.
Oh wait.
I
will also use. Oh wait, can we use more?
No,
you're not existing anymore.
I want your werewolf help. Werewolf help is death.
My help could. I mean, if we can use more than one, my help point would be the goons have something else to deal with now.
The help point could also be you trying to direct the Hulk temporarily or early on before you lose yourself. But I guess Zen would decide if you even have access to that.
Yeah, you can take the risk for one to give you access to one action before the wolf. Like if you succeed on a take the risk.
You use your help point instead.
Yeah. So I'm at +1 for help, +1 for marinara skid. I'm at -2 because I have a gunshot wound I'm dealing with. I'm sitting at power 3 because I'm also a pizza delivery driver and have been explicitly trained to drive on marinara.
Your marinara.
Webinar you have to go through.
What fucking funhouse of horrors did you fucking get trained in? Where they're like,
you said a webinar?
It's a webinar. They
It's a common, disruption tactic among the pizza world.
Yeah, it's combat driving against other pizza delivery.
See, this is where we find out that pizza delivery men are the frontline, like assaulters in the pizza corporate war.
Yeah, Beyond's like a veteran of the pizza wars.
Yeah,
turns out.
Excuse the super BB joke, but the thin bread crust.
I imagine all pizza drivers now as like the road warrior. That's
Yeah,
who they are. They're all the road warrior.
Keep it straight up. Like I've had a friend who had to quit pizza delivery driving because someone jumped on top of his car trying to get pizza. Like it's you crazy. Like people are insane, and when they think that you owe them a box of pizza, they are extra insane.
Oh wow.
Florida man. So yeah, go ahead and
That's what I got.
go ahead and roll it.
Does this take a risk? This is face danger. Take a risk.
Oh,
I'm convincing the situation to be over.
I think you're going toe to toe with like the encroaching gang, right? You're trying to get to them before you're trying to get to your friends before
I'm going
they.
You're right. All right, toe to toe. Boop boop. Ah! I did it.
Oh,
Nice. I did it. I did it.
You
All
could
right, choose.
You could choose
I achieved my goal. I get to my friends.
we're in the
here's
car.
real question: do I get them good or do I save us?
You save you.
Block and dodge.
Yeah, block and dodge. They're
Counter
trying.
their attempts.
If you
Because
don't do
otherwise
that, they're gonna get into the car with us. There's gonna be some of them.
Attempts.
Okay, so you block, dodge, or counter their best attempts. All right, so yeah. You come spinning towards the group, and you counter the wheel just in time to come out of the spin right next to all of your friends.
Yeah.
As the back end spins around, you manage to knock 2 or 3 of the red caps off, and they slam into the wall and just slump down.
Slump across the floor in the area.
But yeah, you've created the opening. You're like, get in, and everybody just starts piling in the car.
Yo.
Yep, we pile into the car. I think Ryland's still like patting his flame on his shoulder still. If we're in the car already, yells, "Atari, you better make it back to the office tomorrow morning."
You just hear in the like coming from the other side as one of the red cap guards slams into the side of the car, having been thrown by a hulking werewolf.
You still have Jacelyn's vines, so she can put vines under your car to drive out of there.
True.
We kind of used her in a flashback already.
We did use her in a flashback,
But
but the
that
vines
happened
are
in
a story tag that exists right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vines are there.
All right. So how do we get out of here? We have to. I'm assuming there's another.
You punch it.
I think you punch it.
All right, we punch it.
Is this stop holding back for you?
Yes, do it. Stop holding back.
Stop holding back.
With the pizza car.
So it's +3.
Is this
so
when
I
you?
might-
Yeah.
This is when you turn up the Dave Matthews Band and hit the car.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stop holding back. Is gunshot wound equable, or it's just pedal to the metal?
It's a pure adrenaline moment. We're not adding the
Okay.
penalties in the stop holding backs.
All right. Yeah, stop holding backs. I think the thing I lose is the pizza car. I think this is the end of pizza car. I think I get barred from the Pizza Driver Association or something. I don't know.
So no return.
I think I lose my rights to the pizza sedan after this.
Wasn't it your
fiasco.
car? Does insurance just not cover this?
No, the car came with the job.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have
they
to
just
pay them
You just
for
have
it.
to pay for it. Fun.
it comes
Yeah.
out of his paycheck.
Yeah, it comes out of my paycheck for the car payment.
Okay.
And I think they lose it. I still have the car payment.
They just realize it's not worth having you have that car anymore.
No,
because
no,
the
we found
cost
what
of you
the
having that car is
nemesis
too
the
high.
cost is too high.
The nemesis is those car payments.
Ooh.
Yes.
11. All right. So on a 10 plus, you just replace a theme.
The theme
Okay.
is going to be delivery sedan, or that's the theme that gets replaced.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, what did you add into that? Oh, it was just your logos. Yeah.
It was
Okay.
just my logos.
So yeah, you punch it, and the car like starts slipping and sliding on the marinara, and right before it finally catches, you're like, I don't think it's going anywhere. Another this time actually, I think it's Ivan, like gets thrown into the back of the pizza car and shoves it forward a little bit, and you just start burning out. The vines like provide traction as you get up, onto the bar area, and you just gun it out the gaping open hole in the front of this
Where
building.
I came in from. The drive-through exit.
Yeah.
While this is
So, yeah,
happening.
As you peel out onto the road, you hear that blood-curdling howl again, and you finally, you spin out onto the road. You fishtail a little bit, and three of you just hear the as something jumps onto the trunk.
No.
Oh no!
Oh
no.
No.
Leon, as you're looking out the front window, Ivan's head splats off of your windshield,
So where
and
the
then the slobbering maw of a 7-foot-tall hulking werewolf comes down into view.
Good doggy.
You can just see him rearing back with both hands like this and start slamming down on the glass between you and it.
Question though, is that the season finale moment? We get out and we have our friend, or do we have to fight our friend?
Ryland is gonna try and talk him down because
We're
I
gonna
can
try to save
I
our
can
friend?
reduce the status with change the game.
Moon's
Alright, we're
getting
gonna-
real low.
I don't.
We're gonna try to save our friend.
Nice.
All right, let's do this. Let's try to. I have a help point. If we're gonna try to talk him out of it, I can help here.
I also
What do you
have
do
a
to
help
help?
point, which I'd be happy to. Oh,
Well, can I describe what Ryland does first?
yes.
I think
I'll tell you how I help after I know what you're doing. It
Okay.
helps.
so. I think Ryland says, "Atari, I know you're in there. Despite everything, I know that you're in there, and I know that you are not a bad person." Ryland just is going to keep talking to Atari, in what is a summary of like, I believe in you, and he's saying this with a very intent gaze, like it's not sure if Ryland is 100% sure it's true or if he's trying to make it true, but there was some kind of like determination with him talking, and he's very, very much, I know you're in there. I think this is actually Ryland stop holding back.
I was just about to say, like, are you using that, like, you can
Yes.
see the kind of person they are and trying to change that, like, inside of him?
I think he's trying to. Yeah, I think he can see that the real Atari is like sleeping or whatever metaphor works best, and he's trying to like wake
Stuck
him
in a
up.
big coat.
Yeah. He's in the dark, and he's trying to get him back at least a bit enough so the werewolf wouldn't be hostile. But I'm stop holding back. So I don't think there's any but or if. It is just if you hit
How
me
much
or
do you
kill me, you kill
lose?
me. I'm just gonna stand right here and believe in you.
Not that it helps your role. I have a hurt point for Atari that I can also use as I ram into a wall.
I have a hurt point with Theon, so can I slash the tire? Wait, I have 2. Can I slash 2 tires?
Need to use the hurt point somewhere.
I don't have heroic tags because this is just logos.
Yeah, because I'm
Just
not going to use
logos.
my Ryland hurt point now. That's how you die.
Correct.
Do you
I
want to help
probably
point
will
Ryland?
die if I fail at this.
Do you want to help point Ryland?
I will absolutely
Can
accept any and all help points.
Can you?
I have a help point
I
for
think-
both Atari or Ryland here, so I think it's
Excellent.
reasonably appropriate.
Mhm.
I was going to basically pull out some sort of diary or screen and basically say like, look, here's the tech stuff that you are used to. You are not this thing. Just distract and remind of the other part of you. And Fio?
Question. I
Hmm.
have a clue here labeled my luck. Can I search the depths of my power to see if we could contrive a situation where Atari gets back to normal?
I have a better idea. I have not a better idea. An idea that works well with that. Can we use our cyber knowledge clue to know that the cybernetic arm that is one of the werewolf's arms is like somehow able to like stop the werewolf from taking full control?
Like, reboot Atari
Yes.
using that?
I
Yeah.
have these clues sitting around. I think it's
Yeah,
It's
we have
true.
one on cyberware legislation and one on cyber knowledge.
Yeah, so with the cyber knowledge, you would know that there is... Let's see, Atari, that thing's hooked into your nervous system. Because it's
Yeah,
like
it's like
speech and... Yeah.
yeah, because he's got his arm, his speech. The only thing that's not like cyber that he has like as a tag would be his goggles. But I think
Those don't really
I wanna
matter
s-
right now.
for sure his arm and his speech. So yeah, probably somehow linked to his nervous system.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, there may be a way based on your limited knowledge of how cybernetics work to sort of reboot the firmware that's running it, and that would take away control from the werewolf for those pieces.
And Indigo, is that what you were thinking, or something?
No,
related to
I just have a luck-based clue, and I was thinking if I could use my power to contrive a situation where he comes back. But this seems the contrived situation. It would be the same result.
That's fair.
It would be the same
I was-
information that would come out of it. This is a situation we can contrive to make happen.
I was
Rebooting
thinking
his cyberware.
Marinara
That's-
sauce getting into the arm circuitry might cause it to reboot.
See, my powers aren't pizza-based, though.
No, we already had the marinara sauce happen. He definitely has marinara sauce on him.
I
It just
think
could.
I'm
Listen,
out. I think I'm out of
there's-
marinara.
There's a lot of
Fio's luck
fluids
power is
on
saying
him.
They shut off right now. Just something with all the
Also, I-
marinara sauce, with all
yeah.
the blood.
Yeah, we're just like this,
Also-
and then one arm
luckily
just falls to
that
the
jump got
side.
into the
Also, I
cybernetics.
do not have access to pizza car at all.
It's true.
I have burned the pizza card entirely. Like, I haven't got around to replacing it because
That's
it's
fair.
been a high octane in the exchange, but I don't have the pizza card tag. Like,
Yeah.
I can't use it.
Okay.
Right now, it's technically a story tag that you have a car.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's it.
So yeah, I have 1 help point from Nicole, and then I'm not holding back, and that's it.
Wait, can you
Okay.
help on those or no?
I'd say in this instance, yes. Like, what does the help look like here? Again?
Again, it was just sorry, Ryland was trying to talk him down, so Nicole was kind of going along with it, like, say, look, here's the cybernetics, here's the screen, here's the other side of you. You like dealing with cell phones and
This is
computers.
all we have
Remember
to do.
PHP.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
let us get to the reset button.
Okay. Then I'm gonna stop holding back. I have a -3 due to my injury, so this is a net of
No,
plus... Oh yeah, don't. Right, we don't count. Okay.
Yeah,
It's not
don't
you're not-
don't do minus
Good.
an 11. All right, so yeah, one theme is going away.
Yes.
As this was do or die.
Yeah. I think with this, while Ryland's mission of ethical success was damaged before, I don't think it's what's going away. I think his earnest enthusiasm personality is going away. I think he's not going to be as lighthearted as before.
He's no longer enthusiastic
Yeah,
after seeing your friend get taken over by a coat.
You shot dude in the head, he didn't die, then your friend turned into a monster and tore that man's head off.
And I got set on fire.
And you got set off.
What's funny is this is the only... Oh, this is one of the only 2 of my themes that has no burnt tags, but I'm getting rid of it. So.
That sucks.
Oh, it's also great because it was my nice suit, so that's gone.
Oh,
Obviously.
that's gone.
Oh,
Yeah,
makes
We
sense.
can do that with John.
it's literally burned. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah.
Do I get calmed down like the Hulk?
I have a cost idea if Sen still wants there to be a cost.
Yeah, there's always a cost.
My idea is that while he isn't hostile and he has his mind, his body is still it can't turn back to human.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna Professor Hulk this one?
Well, I was thinking more less werewolf. Maybe he could still be a dog, but only never a full human dog or hybrid.
Mm.
We reset because the cybernetics last were integrated with the dog, not with a human. So you reset it and you reversed the dog.
But that is not up to me. That is
No, I've become Sherlock Hound.
Yes, yes, full circle.
I think that's what it. Yeah, we'll go with that. It's the fact that your werewolfism is now reversed. Your resting state is now dog.
My resting state is dog.
And you turn into a half man when you get angry.
I'm a man.
yeah, human.
We're gonna have to change the supply closet to where I could type with paws.
Really big keyboard.
It's one of those like floor mat like keyboard things where you like step on it to play the piano, but it's just.
Oh no, I can only interface with computers through my data jack paw.
Yeah.
Like put it on the key.
Oh
That's
no.
how it works now.
Oh,
But yeah,
God.
so
no.
so you as Ryland is making this impassioned speech to the werewolf that's about to it's a comic book moment because in those like half second that he's about to smash on the window, we get the huge bubble of speech.
Yeah. And then probably the like shot of there's probably a full page spread of like the
Of you
werewolf
approaching.
bearing down like in the top corner that's
Yeah.
half the thing bearing down on me in front, but I think probably all of us is how it's
Yeah.
showed.
As we
Saliva
approach
drooling.
to hit the reset, like with the paperclip to push into the little reset slot.
Yeah, so the bald fists are coming down and almost impact the glass, but we see a shift in Atari's wolfen eye as like recognition hits, and he begins shrinking down into that dog form. Unfortunately, you're still going about 70 miles an hour, and dogs don't have thumbs to grab anything.
Yeah.
So dog goes off the back of the car, laying in the road.
Oh no! Don't get isekai'd.
Oh god.
And I think that's where the car like screeches to a halt, like sliding sideways between the lanes. Cars are like veering around you. You've basically created you've put the rock in the way of the stream, diverting the traffic around the broken and battered dog that looks like
Yeah.
he just got run over.
But we all go out. We all go out to the dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least I do.
Yeah.
This car means nothing to me now.
Is this the same bridge where the mist first hit us?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I don't
you're in the
think-
same place.
We might not even be aware of it, but it's the same like fan.
It's like the same
Yeah, we get
shot
that
from
same
the
like
first episode.
helicopter shot of the
Yeah.
the same. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. But this time, when you all get out of the pizza car and close the doors fall off, the wheels cave in, and the hood like pops up and it's just smoking. But yeah, you
There's
all
a
like
text alert now that says car revoked.
Pretty much.
contract terminated.
And then Garth
Death Squad
nods.
dispensed. Oh. But yeah, you all like slowly walk up to the twitching form of Atari, bleeding and broken on the asphalt. And yeah, you look down at him and you can tell he's like still breathing, very badly injured.
I know where a late night vet is.
Can't carry him. Can we? They have to come to us.
I don't think in the state we're in.
I mean, I know every street. I know where after hours systems, I know where after hours dog injuries would go, and we're always at the right place at the right time.
Nicole, can you make a stretcher?
Benton puts a hand on your shoulder, Rylan, and says, "Allow me." And he like puts his hands up in this motion like he's puppeteering, and suddenly Atari's form rises up as if it's suspended by strings.
Is that safe for him? Okay.
As good as we can do.
Beyond where do we go?
Yeah, I'm gonna change the game here. I don't think gunshot wound actually.
Hail an Uber? Like
I got. I don't think gunshot wound affects this because this is all based on Fion knowing where the late night vet office is.
Yeah.
I know every street, so I know where it is. I'm always at the right place at the right time, and yeah, it's the late night vet office. Those are my three things. As I change the game to add the story tag vet office on this street.
Mm-hmm. That's still you do it. You have 3 juice.
Yeah. Story tag.
Story tag of vet's office?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Would I
So
reduce if I could use the rest of that to reduce the gutted status.
You
from
could
the vet
add
office.
story tags. You could add story tag vet on this street. Second story tag related to that vet. Also asks no questions. So
Yeah.
you can get treated there also.
Yeah, cash
for
only
your
vet
gunshots.
office. Yeah, cash only vet office.
So yeah, just off the bridge, like down a side street. It's within running distance from here. It's not far. You bring Atari down to the vet's office. The sign in flickering neon just says "Do-Little Vet," like flashing.
God damn it.
And yeah, you bring him in. There's an old man there with like a scruffy beard. And you bring Atari in, like bleeding all over the place, covered in marinara sauce and like blood all over his mouth.
Smells like an Italian massacre.
Yeah, you set him like on the counter. Immediately, a couple of nurses come out and start like working. Nobody says a word about what the hell just happened. They just get to work.
Yeah.
And about 2 hours later, the same old man comes out, covered in Atari. And as he's pulling off his gloves, he looks at you all assembled here, and he says, "Well, it was close, but I think he'll pull through. You should slow down, though. Running over dogs is not a good idea. It's just bad." And throughout this, Atari, while he was working on you, you were feel free to have a conversation with the man that can speak to animals.
Yes! It's not weird! So am I conscious?
Well, no, they didn't like put you out because they had to, that would have suppressed your heart to the point that you might have
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of
Anesthetizing a
locals.
dog. Yeah, the amount of anesthesia a dog your size would need is like a dangerous amount.
It's fair.
Like that's a real problem they have with dogs. Like animals don't always wake up from anesthesia. It's
Yeah.
give and take.
I don't know
But
if
yeah.
Atari would. I think he'd be in too much pain to talk.
You mean just trauma? Just sheer
Pain
shock
and trauma.
This is the most traumatic event you possibly could have gone through.
He's also
got-
probably going in and out of consciousness
Yeah.
because he was shot, stabbed, and flung off a car at 70 miles an
And
hour.
turned into a monster.
Yeah.
This was like in a
That's-
20-minute time period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a couple of hours go by after you all are advised that Atari is going to make it. And then the doctor comes out, asks you all to come back. You walk in, you see Atari laying there. Now with the chrome doesn't stop here. It now goes all the way down.
Yes.
More dog cybernetics.
How do I look? Is there something? Do you say something?
Do you like my new bling?
It looks great. It looks great.
Good
Good
job,
idea.
Doc. If I had thumbs, I would give you 2 thumbs up.
He pats your head and looks at everybody like, he's not going to say anything back to you because
He
as far
thinks
as he's
that
concerned,
he's the only one who can hear you.
right.
A robot voice is probably throwing him off a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor.
You're very welcome. Who's paying for this?
I
I
to
can.
Ryland.
Wait, do you say like? Does
Yeah,
you
I
say,
say I can.
He looks down at you like quizzically. Like,
I guess.
Listen, this is a
I guess-
weird bunch.
I guess the dog got it. Like I
okay.
don't know. He pays his own medical bills. You have health insurance, right?
No,
Sorry, no.
Oh,
I make most of my money salvaging phones.
Oh, I guess that really doesn't have like a good benefits package. The pizza company had dental, but I guess that's gone now.
I'm sorry about the job, boss.
Yeah, I have to replace like half of my major personality now. Without the car, I don't
to
have.
replace half of my personality.
Without the car, I don't have the pizza delivery job, and I can't just like walk the pizzas.
I
I
mean,
guess I don't need a phone anymore either.
could you,
Now that I think
though?
about it. I mean, I could.
it's
but
old
that's a lot of.
school.
I might find a new gig. Maybe I'll give
I-
this detective thing a shot.
I feel pretty
Y'all,
certain that
you'll
we
do
can offer you a
detective
job
work,
there.
right?
I've been thinking about becoming a private eye. I know this other company that might hire me. I'll see you guys later.
Like a reference card or something.
Why don't you come by for an interview tomorrow?
We do it around like noon. It's been a big day.
Let's do one.
Ah, made up of people. I see.
I think we all need a break after tonight. by the way, Doc, here's my PayPal information. I just give him like a PayPal number to like charge.
As you turn to the doctor, you see Benton like taking back a black credit card and sticking it back in his wallet.
Oh, thank you.
I forgot. You're filthy rich.
We gotta.
Let's.
How are we gonna get this guy back to his office?
Well, we need
could
him.
call an Uber.
I promised him a Ripper doc that is reputable and would keep his secret safe.
Oh, well, I guess we do that.
I mean,
So
I look at Dr. Doolittle and I say, how different is cybernetics for animals versus for people?
very different.
Well,
How would
the
you
organs
know?
are in different places, and anatomic structure is entirely different in some cases.
But
How does
installing
some
or
overlap?
removing them.
I mean, every piece of cybernetics is custom.
Could you reset that guy's? I mean, 2 stops. That's a lot of effort. We don't have a car anymore.
I mean, you're
Not-
talking about advanced brain surgery from a guy that works on mostly
Animals.
cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, we realize that this is the wrong person to ask.
Ian has an understanding of cybernetics the same way you have an understanding of cybernetics in real life. They don't.
Excuse me, doctor, but would you call yourself a nerd? Don't worry, they know I can talk.
I don't believe so.
Unfortunate.
You said that you knew a Ripper doc.
Yes, we had this conversation in the basement.
Where
Nicole can digress.
Let's
In
go do
Shinlu.
that. All right.
And we should probably get him there sooner rather than later to get this thing reset.
I mean, I don't think anyone's coming after us that
No.
soon.
I'm
think
pretty
the
sure
danger is
I
past
murdered them
now.
all.
Yeah.
It's okay. You
It's
can't
very
murder us.
easy.
You're a dog. You can't murder if you're not a human.
So I'll short form the next couple of days.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get Benton over to the Ripper doc. It takes a little while for that to pan out because it's a custom piece of hardware that they need to source, and So while
Yeah, to
that's
explain to
going
my
on,
friend why I'm a dog now.
yeah, while that's going on, word in the city of a bear or something is getting out. Like there have been 2 massive animal carnage attacks in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
The locals are very frightened. The dog catchers are now armed. And yeah, there's a massive citywide manhunt for a panther or just something they can't quite explain for these animal attacks that have happened.
I think there's probably a small group that's wondering if it's a sewer gator.
Oh, totally. Yeah. The yellow journalism sheets are screaming about sewer gators or
The actual sewer gator community that lives in the sewers is not happy about this.
They've
because
actually-
now they're real due to the
They have
bit.
officially put out a statement
Yeah, the sewer gator society.
People are saying it's Bigfoot coming to the big city.
yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of speculations on what that could be. Yeah, but I think eventually, you get you get Benton sorted out, and I think we open back up with a familiar-looking, nice car going up the driveway to a brutalist mansion. Stops in front. Driver says to you all, "We have arrived. Please disembark." As the doors open, and Benton steps out of one side, and the rest of you are free to step out.
When Ryland steps out, he doesn't look like himself. In fact, he would originally be hard to recognize. My new
Got an eye patch and an army jacket, bandolier of bullets.
No, he has feathers on his head. He looks a bit like there's a type of character, a race from Pillars of Eternity called Godbound. He looks like a bird Godbound. He's not fully covered in feathers, but his hair is replaced with a layer of feathers, and there's some mostly over his face, but not only. And I think his hands They aren't quite talons, but they definitely have
They're sharper.
sharp nails at the end.
Yeah, the nails have been thickened and they're now like pointed a little bit with a little hook on them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He looks very uncomfortable. He's no longer wearing. I think he is still wearing a nice suit, but I don't think it's not a tag anymore. So I think it's just not as noticeable as the rest of him now.
It can't fit as well on this new you.
Exactly. It's just
Right.
it's a suit, not a nice suit. So
Rylan steps out. The rest of you?
Yeah, you get out. Theon is wearing the pizza delivery jacket, but there's definitely like a patch that has been crudely stitched onto the front breast of it over the pizza delivery, and it's just like it's bad. It's a white piece of fabric with a big golden egg on it, and then in bad handwriting there is GG Detective Agency on the patch. There's this big awful patch on the windbreaker that was formerly a pizza delivery jacket. And you get out of the car and looking around, it's like, I guess we're almost done with this. Like, that guy's almost done, and I look at him and does he still look like an insane person? Or is he like neatened himself?
Oh no,
up?
yeah, he's very well put together, like, very calm, cool, collected.
Is there like a big phallic tattoo sticking out of his sleeve or something? Like,
Yeah,
how
they
bad
totally
is it?
are. Yeah, like he's wearing like long sleeves and like you can still see the ones coming out like onto the back of his hand. But
yeah, he's like a bloody tooth on one of his knuckles as a tattoo. And it's like, oh, you can't hide that.
Nicole, you go next because I'm just a dog.
Just the dog comes out.
the dog comes out first, probably, because they're the one who hasn't changed since we saw you.
Well, no, since in the 2 weeks that passed, he's added like a laptop to his back that'll flip up and show an AI version of Atari. So he tells people, I can't, I'm sick today. Like, I'm too sick
Oh.
to
working
come.
from home.
He's a little dog
Using a
backpack.
This is my
dog.
dog.
You have a trained dog.
He's a little
Trained
dog
dog.
backpack. There's like a wire running down through your collar that plugs you into the laptop.
That's perfect.
Gotta keep
That's
up the ruse.
Fantastic. Yeah, Nicole will get out of the car, and she's a little bit tired of getting shot all the time. It's happened a couple too many times lately. So hey, I made a joke earlier of, we're learning how to make things out of Kevlar. Let's actually make that a thing, and this jacket is a little bit different, and it is going to at least be stopping a couple bullets. We'll see.
You get out in like full tack gear.
Well, it looks
Like
good.
brightly colored and with
Oh, yeah.
like neon tubes running
Yeah,
through
there's
it.
like there's noticeable there's like the shoulder pads that are clearly like attached to the top of it, where you can see like the steel plate of like not the steel, whatever the like shoulder pad material is, just like on the outside of the jacket, but you've like done it as a fashion accessory, so like it fits with it. But there's definitely like there's armor on that jacket.
If
Yeah.
the military had like
A
fashion
design
week,
team?
that's what it is.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, so you all step out. The doors to the mansion open, and striding out comes Dex Ballard, the Balefire security officer, and he's got this big grin on his face. He comes down and he just shakes Ryland's hand. He's like, "Oh, you did it! You managed to beat us all to the punch. I don't know where you found this guy." And he like smiles and looks over at Benton, but damn glad you did.
Thank you. It was tough, honestly. Toughest gig we've ever had. But we learned a lot from it, and I think I'll leave it to Benton to control, to say how much he wants to say. But thank you. And yeah,
Yeah, he's
Ryland's
like-
not really smiling anymore. He's still polite. He's still, I would say, nice, but he isn't glowing with that energy that he used to have.
From beyond the darkness inside the door, you just hear, "Benton, get your Get your no good ass in here. How dare you disappear for that long, boy? What the hell do you think you're doing? You see my stock price is through the fucking floor. Get your ass in here and issue a press release. Fix this goddamn mess. And Benton like snaps to and just starts walking up and wheeling out in his contraption like wheelchair comes Nicholas Raffel. For some reason, he's got a walking cane in one of his hands, and as Benton comes up, he just cracks him across the knee with it.
I still admire that man.
Don't you ever disappear like that again, boy. Now get your ass inside. We got a lot of work to do. And they go in and close the door. Dex like hands a briefcase over to you guys, and he's like, This was what Rafael was paying for the job. Inside is about $100,000 worth of credit.
Sick. Some new wheels.
And Dex looks at you assembled here and says, "Well, you managed to do that one. How'd you like to come do a little side job for us?"
Can I work from home?
Yeah, we gotta. This has been a bit much for our computer nerd. He has
I look at
found the assistance of Sweet Pup, and I just fuck with him because he's supposed to pretend to be a dog.
I look at everyone and I say, that depends on the job. Work for ourselves. We all good with subcontracting here?
I'm fine with taking Bellfire's money.
You are hiring us, right? I don't work for you.
I look at him.
There's a bit too much of a uniform.
Yeah. I look at him not suspiciously, but like discerningly.
Yeah, he looks back at you and says, "Look, we need some people that are off the books. There's been a bit of a shakeup at Balefire. And, we need to get to the bottom of it."
It's good to me.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. And yeah, we'll close on that as like Dex starts talking to you all about coming and working for Balefire and figuring out what's wrong with their company.
Yeah, cool.
The next job, things are on the up and up.
Yep.
End of season 1.
End of season 1.
End of season 1, exactly.
Unfortunately, the series will not get renewed in the off season.
Yeah,
It's a
something
story thread
about
that will be left dangling.
So that was City of
something
Mist.
Something about the not so noir characters and the setting did not gel with the audience. Where it's like, the setting's super dark, but they're just like pizza jokes.
The setting's like dark, but it's supposed to be noir. He literally ate a person, and then this guy's making pizza jokes.
Mellow Yellow played too much of a role. Beans were way too involved.
Yeah, like the corporate sponsors were, that was just so in your face.
Yep.
And we made the mistake of getting Papa John's to do the pizza thing. That didn't go over well at all.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So that was City of
So
Mist?
yeah, that's City of Mist.
Yeah. So we alluded to it at the front, but we're going to stop the mini campaign at this point.
We'll be,
Yeah.
we'll be starting a new campaign. The next, after the break, which will be coming up in a few minutes, we'll be starting to talk about it. But next session should be our real session 0, likely, unless things go very well today. Of Fate of the Norns Ragnarok, which is a diceless Viking role-playing game set in the age, the like fantastical mythos age of Ragnarok, whereby the main mechanic of the game is drawing and using runes as similar to cards, how you manage them. So
Kind of like a deck builder, yes.
Yeah. we'll see. Only one of us has played it, but it has a fun character creator, so we're gonna mess around with it.
I played it in
Yeah.
a one shot, and it was very. Yeah, but that was City of Mists. I enjoyed it.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the concept of the game a lot. I guess we're gonna just talk about it for a bit. That might be the answer.
We can just
Yeah.
talk about it for a bit.
I like the concept a lot, but not to stomp on other people's points too much. I definitely have been ruminating on them since they were mentioned. There's definitely I think that our main problem is the disconnect in puzzle solving and role play seems to be the major disconnect, where it's very much a game of two minds, and we've been having a little bit of trouble of merging the two, like the game expects you to. The game expects you and requires that you solve puzzles as your character, which is kind of what the clue mechanic works. It's very much you can only get access to it. So there's like a limiting factor on your puzzle solving. Is like the limiter. The character acts as a limiter on your ability to solve the puzzle, as opposed to an aid, which has kind of been my biggest gripe. Yeah, the character is the valve through which information comes out, as opposed to the tool used to interpret the information.
What's funny?
That's fair.
We chose to be PIs. Now looking back, I kind of wish we didn't, because the thing I'm thinking is this game, while I really like many parts of it, would be better if it actually wasn't a detective game. For us.
Yeah, I may
not
have
better
focused too
objectively.
hard on that aspect as the GM running it. I was intrigued by the fact that it was a detective game, and that's what I played into more.
Yeah,
it does the detective part very well.
Yeah,
it's just, and in fact, it's a great detective game. It's just also kind of a superhero drama game.
Yeah.
Many parts of which reminds me of Masks, actually, good way. Less teenager stuff. Sorry?
They're both powered by the apocalypse, so they use the same core system. They're both very tag heavy.
Yes.
And
yeah.
The change, I've looked at Mask a little bit. I feel like Masks forces you to change a lot more. This is a lot more change happens to you, where Masks is like change all the time, because it's it's the teenager thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very interesting how easy or hard it was to actually put attention or crack. I, for some reason, expected it to change more than it was, but you kind of got into the feeling of, no, when you change, that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
I only filled up one attention bar, and it was this episode.
And I did a couple things ago, but I also only did once.
I filled up 2 at the same time, but that was because I was focusing on like hitting that weakness. And then I think one time you did it to me, Zen, which is like how it procced at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
The rest of my attention bars are at 2 out of 3. Like, one is at 3 out of 3, and the other ones are at 2 out of 3. It's really hard to and that's 6 episodes in where I pay attention to make sure at least once or twice an episode to invoke a weakness on my own and not have them invoked on me. And even with that, it's still only 2 or 3 in episode, like 1 or 2 obsession that I get for XP, which is fine, but also it feels like it's a weird way for a game that's supposed to be about flipping your cards over, that it takes 6 to flip, and that's not even me flipping a card. That takes 6 to get my first improvement, and it's not changing the
back
character.
Now, I would have written my weaknesses in a different format that would allow very few of my weaknesses were written in a way that allowed me to sensibly use them for XP. Because I don't think I was aware of that at the time. I don't think. Or I thought I would be doing different things. Either way.
From the GM side on it. Now, I am not a mystery writer, never have been, so I tried stretching myself on this one. And that's sort of why I played so hard into that side of it, is I wanted to get that right. The way the book lays out how you write a mystery is fucking phenomenal. Like, I would recommend that for any author that wants to write a mystery. It forces you to have all of the details before you start laying out the path for the detective. So that's really nice. Anybody looking for a way to fix a detective game, like I've played, Call of Cthulhu, Trail of Cthulhu, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's
Need
an
this
easy
book.
mechanic to. That's a super easy mechanic to port over because it's all GM facing. It's not like
Yeah, and
interact with the.
it's all narrative stuff, right? It's
Yeah.
how you can build this.
I really.
I was going to say, having said that, that tool is great. The book gets in the way of learning this game. Like how it's laid out gets in the way of learning because there's so many different pieces that seem complicated because you got the description of each move or each status or how statuses work, and then you've got practical examples which are great. And I don't know if it's a design layout thing or a word layout thing, but it's distracting.
Is there a simple introduction explanation of the game? I'm not sure there is. And then, like, you do this, and this in the simple version. And then here's the examples and details and everything.
I think actually, like, if there was there are some pre-written adventures for this that are phenomenal. Because I read through quite a few of them just trying to get a handle on how to build these things. But I think if there was one, and I hate making this example, but I think if there was one sort of like Lost Mines of Phandelver that walked you through the process of playing as you were playing the first adventure, it would go over a lot better.
That makes sense.
For me, I think that one of the big learning curves of this game was probably the moves. As we found in this last session, the cinematic moves and the dramatic moments moves, those where it was very description driven and drama driven, worked really, really well. When it came to the core moves, you kind of learned which one was more applicable to which situation as you went, but it was never very actively clear, oh, we should be doing this. Or sometimes it felt like by the description we should be doing this, but we actually want this outcome, so how do we finagle it so that these line up? The core moves were sometimes difficult to work with, though it was interesting that the numbers that you were getting from that came from the tags and making that relevant.
I really like the tag system, but I also agree these moves are designed in a very different way. They're intentionally broad, as opposed to most Powered by Apocalypse games intentionally focused. Or I guess the right way to put it is, in most Powered by Apocalypse games, the trigger is very specific. In this, the intent is the thing that's actually specific, not the trigger.
Right.
So it's almost upside down. Not that that's a bad thing, but it absolutely took some learning. I felt like by our fourth session, I was getting comfortable with it.
I feel like that is a drawback for most Powered by the Apocalypse games, is figuring out where those moves fit, like what exactly to use when. So there's always that, 2 or 3 session learning curve of, oh no, we shouldn't be going toe to toe here. We should be hitting with all you've got, or, those types of things to sort of sort out that. Because I mean, in base Apocalypse world, there's that same issue, right? There's I forget what the moves even are. But there's the one for the one everybody thinks is attacking and the one that's actually attacking.
Yeah, you're right. I can find it. There's a few different. There's Go Aggro is the one that everyone thinks is attacking, I think.
Yeah.
When really it's more intimidating or attacking when you're not being attacked back or things like that. It's being the aggressor rather than fighting equally.
Yeah, it's your stance in the situation rather than the result that you need.
Exactly.
I would say another plus of the game, though, is the idea of the mists, the setting, the magic that nobody notices. That's really fun and really interesting to play around with. It's a great place to set a story.
It is, but on the GM side again, so think about how many things the GM has to track here, right? You've got four cards for each person that all have a question or identity statement that needs to be challenged. You've got explaining away the mist to the onlookers. You've got, keeping up with everyone's weaknesses so you know when to invoke them. It's very heavy on the GM running.
Yeah.
Definitely not a lazy GM game.
No. And
how complicated is a specific NPC?
A specific NPC, well, as complicated as you want them to be. So if you look at the bottom right of the screen here, that thugs thing, aside from the status tracks, that's thugs with some supernatural nonsense.
Okay. Yeah, I see that here. That's for a Powered by the Apocalypse game. I'd say that's more complicated than usual. But
Yeah,
it does
there's a
depend.
standard burglar there. That is standard burglar. That's what Jacelyn was.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a list of moves, but then also some of the NPC moves affect statuses, things like that. Let me
Basically,
see.
it's calling out the hard move, right? I have predefined hard moves when you fail with these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what all of these kind of monster moves in Dungeon World and things in Apocalypse World. That's what those are. It's just what bad happens if it's associated with these people.
Yeah.
This looks like it would be harder to reference than most because it doesn't seem like something I could reference at a glance easily.
Yeah, you kind of got to know what tools you have before. So,
But honestly, I feel
random encounters are harder. Definitely.
honestly, I feel the same exact way about Dungeons and Dragons monsters, though. When I like GM for Dungeons and Dragons, like I rarely do it because I'm so into. Every time I get enough people together to play a game, I want to play not Dungeons and Dragons, just because it's hard to get people in a room. But when I do run Dungeons and Dragons, I definitely have shelled out for the monster cards so I can have them in front of me because I can't remember it all. I can't reference it from the book, and like literally every time the monster attacks, I have to pull out and read the card. Just because if there's more than 3 number points, honestly, the game that has my favorite monsters is I have an X because I was using it for reference earlier today, but is Troika because it's just like 3 numbers or something for the monster. Yeah, there's a skill, stamina, initiative, armor, and like a thing about how they whatever, but it's so compact because like monsters don't need individual stats for all of their physical stats. They just need one number. And that's it. But like anything more than that, it bogs down me playing it enough where I have to like have cards of reference. It's a little bit hard to narrate, which is fine for a crunchier game or something, but for a game that's supposed to be so narrative, to have to do that constant look back is kind of a handicap.
It's weird feeling narrative crunch in a game, and I was.
Yeah, and I think that can be done well. Like we played Burning Wheel, there are many good narrative crunch games. It seems like though it's harder to do well.
Yeah. But this game is not. But unlike Burning Wheel, where it's crunch, crunch, crunch the whole way through, and that's the thing I like about it. Like here, it's no crunch, no crunch, a lot of crunch. Figuring out these like specific elements, or just like it's one thing if you're eating a bowl of granola and you get crunchy bits, but this is like eating a bowl of oatmeal and there's a congealed crunchy bit in the middle. It's like I was not ready for this. I was not expecting this crunch.
Yeah, it was inconsistent in how complicated it was. I really did like assigning tags though. I liked the tag system myself.
Oh yeah.
Greatly. But I think it could also be expanded to other types of games or other games.
Yeah. I think the half steps were a little bit unnecessary in my opinion from like a game design perspective because they didn't really come up that often. So just having like the same increases by 1.
Oh, with the how statuses
as opposed to like
and
a half
things work.
step.
Yeah,
like, that feels like one of those overly crunchy areas I was talking about. Because you could just simplify that. If it's the same level, it goes up by 1. If it's 2 lower or whatever, you could make a really simpler system than going up by half steps. Because that's what do you do if you attack a half step that's like a 2 versus a 2 point?
It definitely made it really hard to finish damaging someone. Like if they had a track at 5, you had done a 4 damage. All of your tags are gone, and everybody else either has to somehow find a way to do 4 full-on damage with them, or like 5 other moves.
Which for the epic fight is great. Which is why you don't want to screw with status tracks too much. You don't want most people like you meet throughout the campaign are going to be status track 3 and they're gone, right? It's the really badasses that you want at status track 6, and you do not want to screw with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That said, this feels like the type of game where having fewer players is going to be a detriment, more than in many other games, because of the rule that a tag only works, like, not once per scene, but in the same thing once per scene. Like, you can't retry the same thing with the same tag.
Well, we were a little bit off with that. It's really, you can't. It's within the same.
Like something has to change before you can use
Well,
that again, right?
Not even really that. It's if you used it for that particular action, you can't do that exact action again, and you can't like snowball with the same power tags, right? So if you're changing the game to get a gun and then you want to shoot somebody with said gun, same tag shouldn't be used between those two moves. After that, however, it should be okay.
That's
Okay.
fair. Okay. That feels fairly standard to regular Powered by the Apocalypse mindset. Then it's just a different wording of it that actually made
Yeah,
sense than not.
and we misinterpreted that because we're used to games like Burning Wheel where Let It Ride is a thing.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, so you just don't touch that stuff.
Yeah, so in addition to Let It Ride, we thought it was different and more.
Every game I will play forever now is just going to be the looming, burning 5-spoked wheel in the background behind the book. It's just,
It's
but it
sort of
could be burning wheel.
It sort of does change your outlook on things when Burning Wheel is there. That's probably just me because I absolutely adore that game.
No, that's
I
the
think
first
we're
thing I'd
all-
say.
We are all like, I'm assuming there's problems people have playing Burning Wheel too. I'm sure they exist. Mostly they get bounced off the character creator, but we've passed that. We have crossed through the door. We are in too
Yeah,
deep on Burning
We
Wheel.
have stepped into the realm. Yeah, no, that's why I recommend it to everyone who isn't insistent on just talk about Burning Wheel now. Anyways, Burning Wheel's good. Everyone should at least try to play it. Even if you don't
Yep.
like it, it teaches you things.
Yep.
That's all I have to say.
Really want to do. I tried to get it off the ground. I'll shut up about Burning Wheel to this. I still really want to do Hobbit Farm build Burning Wheel. Hobbit Farm
I
build,
play it.
super long timeline, like, or each episode is over like 2 weeks and stuff because you gotta manage your crops.
We'll add that to the queue for this show because
Yeah,
I
I will
totally
play that game. Yeah, I will definitely play that game.
But
Exactly that meme I
Yep.
put in our chat.
Yep. But
Okay.
Burning Wheel.
And playing that game, by the way, I'm going to be the manure salesman. I'm not playing a farmer.
It's not that you're a farmer, it's that you're in a hobbit farming village and you take different roles inside the village. And also, nothing bad will ever happen.
Yeah.
It's also why I
it's
play that game.
the
It's
Shire
not-
in the movies.
The Shire with no one ever coming. It's the Shire the century before, like, the Dark Riders come in, where you're just hobbits at the Shire. You got a
Here's
festival
hobbits hanging
coming
out.
up. Like,
Yeah.
we'll set up the calendar ahead of time. You got a festival on this date you got to be ready for. That's the pressure you're under.
Mhm.
Yeah, everyone said everything about City of Mist that I was going to say before I said it. So,
Okay, so I guess we'll finish off with who would we recommend City of Mist to?
Anyone
People that
spent-
appreciate the narrative. Like, if you want the mechanics to feed into the narrative at every point, and if you're one of the people that doesn't want to get out of character during play.
Yeah.
If you can't do the switch and you're very method in like the way you play role playing games for sure. If you spent too much time with young adult fiction like vampire novels and stuff, yes, you
This
want
doesn't
that
have
mystery.
to be that young adult.
It doesn't have to be, but you're talking about people who I would recommend it to. People that are like, I'm into this like modern day detective vampire bullshit. There's so many of them that are variations off of similar thematic notes to this. Those people I would, if they like that over more like high fantasy swordplay, I'm not going to tell them to do Burning Wheel for like high medieval garbage and crunch. I'm going to tell them to play City of Mist for detective monsters.
Yeah, I would say City of Mist hits that detective quite well. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for, hey, you want to do superpowers. That, I think others hit a little
It's
bit.
yeah, the superpowers are there, but it's not about the superpowers as much.
It's not about the superpowers as much as the game wants it to be about the superpowers.
Yeah, they like
I mean, design-wise, like, if you look at the intention of the design, Logos is supposed to be just as powerful as Mythos.
Correct.
Yeah, but I look at the book and the Logos powers look lame and the Mythos powers look
Yeah.
super cool. So
Yeah.
just like design, like
And also, even in the
design-wise-
examples and the narrative and the introductory
Yeah.
text is like the whole thing is about
Yeah,
the conflict
that might be true from their mission statement, but when I look at the product, I see
Correct.
superpowers, burn your stupid human tags, go full beast. Because that's where all the cool things are.
Well, that's the other thing I was saying about the distracting part of how the book is laid out. Because on the Logos pages, it's all like manila, like, tan, khaki.
There's
colors.
Yeah,
like
it is
purple with the yellow lightning bolts and the
beige.
refraction. It's great.
Yeah. The whole page is
Yeah.
like this electric purple. Like
What,
it
which
just
one do you
looks
think
way
I'm gonna
cooler.
pick? Yeah, what do you think I'm gonna pick? Make the Logos ones cool. Give me the hard-boiled detective punching a guy out, and have that be the dramatic thing for one of the Logos.
Have
things
that be
make me wanna
mission.
be
Having
that.
Instead
it
of a guy
not
sitting at a
be-
desk.
divide would be actually interesting if that was an experiment.
I think-
Just-
It's all in the same bag. Just you have cards.
yeah, pick a card.
The attempt with the logos, it feels like that's where the drama was supposed to come from. Like, oh no, I'm neglecting my family in order to do these other things because this thing is taking over my head. But it never really came to that. We were
Yeah,
too
but if
focused
you-
on
yeah. If you do that, you have to have the game master that's both doing the superhero detective thing and then also your
psychological
family drama
horror.
on top of that, where it's like, and then your mom calls because you got to go to dinner, and they
Yeah.
got to pay attention to that too. It's like that's
Yeah,
not.
you sort of do need like
It's
Steve
incredibly
Ditko and Stan Lee
damaging.
writing this for you, right?
Yeah.
So they got to do the Spider-Man thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would recommend. You would recommend this game for people who, for the players, would be like your acting friends, like people who like acting, right?
Mhm.
The person I would recommend to run this game is the author. You want to tell
Yeah,
a story.
the guy that's been writing detective novels in his basement for a year for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have
I'm
to
like-
juggle so many things. Like you said, Zen, like Stan Lee. Like I would say, Stan Lee, come play this game. You could make Spider-Man like a player character, and then have him running around with a bunch of people doing
And you
Everyone
shit.
have
would
the
be
other guy that
Spider-Man.
write the story to run it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah,
A lot of our things about it, I think, are somewhat preferential. But
definitely.
yeah, it was good. I enjoyed my time with it. We'll be back in a few minutes to talk about Fate of the Norns Ragnarok and what the heck is it?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.